Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support to our channel. Now, President William Samoei Ruto, through the Inspector General Douglas Kanja, made certain changes within the police ranks, and there are two names that have really featured prominently. The ones that are being mentioned is that Michael Mushiri has been appointed as the new spokesperson of the Kenya Police, taking over from Resila Onyango, who has been there. Resila has been appointed as the commandant of the Diplomatic Police Unit. Mushiri was previously the Kiambu Police Commander. So we have a new police spokesperson. Police spokespersons have always been remembered because they are always called upon during controversial times when people maybe are killed on the streets during protest, and their responsibility is to protect the police. So it is very important that we understand that Michael Nyaga Mushiri, who was the commander in Kiambu, has been elevated or has been given the role of a police spokesperson. Now, the other person who has been discussed now is the former Nairobi commandant, Adamson Bungei. Adamson is remembered for his operations during Azimio protest and the Gen Z protest. He has now been elevated to the director of operations, and many people have discussed his elevation. And of course, all these are said to be normal operations. Of course, they are normal. But when a president is sitting at a precarious moment such as this, then you know that everything that he does, every changes that he makes, there is a reason to it. And I want us to look at that because it has been given prominence. I want us to look at the roles of the director of operations in the Kenya police. Then you will understand why many people are scrutinizing the elevation of Adamson Bungei, who was at the helm of Nairobi when all the protests were happening. Before we do that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell. This will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to like. When you like the videos, it helps a lot. It promotes the videos and it promotes the channel. We thank you very much for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go straight to the roles of the director of operations. From Nairobi commandant, he was just operating within Nairobi, was in charge of Nairobi. Now he is the general. He handles all the operations in Kenya. Now I want us to look at that. The director of operations in the Kenya police oversees all police operations across the country. I cite, and that is what I've been given. The director of operations in the Kenya police oversees all police operations across the country. So that is Adamson Bungei for you, and his choice was very deliberate. He will be overseeing all the operations in the country, not only in Nairobi. Now, I want us to go further. The responsibilities include crime reporting. He receives, analyzes, and collects crime reports from across the country. And I will be discussing the reasons for elevating Adamson Bungei. And that is why I begin by giving you the responsibilities, because when we understand the responsibilities, you will know the intention, the deliberate intention of William Ruto. Now, crime reporting, that is receiving, analyzing, and collecting crime reports across the country. Yeye ndiye anaangalia every region venye uhalifu inafanyika. He analyzes, and I think he gives how to deal with them. Number two, crime prevention. Of course, once you analyze, you have to prevent. He advises on how to fight crime and develop preventive measures. Of course, that goes without saying. When you are the one that is receiving, the reports, and you analyze, you collect the reports, of course, you know that after doing that, you need to know how do we prevent this before it happens. Operational correspondence. He handles correspondences that is directed to the section by the director. I want us to go to the other one. Complaints. He's the one that will be handling complaints against the police and complaints from the public. Ukiwa na shida na polisi, when they are reported, then nani atakuwa anaziangalia? Adamson Bungei, the man who was in charge when the Azimio protesters were being handled and during the Gen Z's protest. He's the one who will be in charge. Hotline services. Oversees and analyze hotline services, including the switchboard and operations room. Security. He oversees the security of the DCI headquarters. I want you to listen to that. He will be the one who will be oversee the security of the DCI, Directorate of Criminal Investigation headquarters. Firearms. Please listen to that. He ensures the safe custody and control of all the firearms. I'm talking of all the firearms, not some, all of them in the country. And you will know the deliberate choice. Then, annual report. He analyzes and compiles the directorate's annual report. That is now yearly. He is the one who does that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been given the roles of the directorate, of the roles of the director of operations, the man in charge of all police operations in the country. He's the one in custody of all the firearms. He's the one who receives, analyzes, and collects all the crimes across the country. And of course, he gives us preventive measures. With that, I want us to look at why Adamson Bungei, why the choice. Again, don't forget to like our videos. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, being in charge of all the operations in the country, he has been given that role in preparation just in case there would be any looming protest by Gen Zs. William Ruto is living in a very precarious moment. Sahi, kila mtu analalamika, oh, watu wetu wanakuwa abducted, oh, this and that. So Adamson Bungei has been elevated just in preparation. He dealt with the protest in Nairobi. And they know very well that the way things are moving, anytime kinaweza lipuka. So being in charge of every operation, he will be the one who will handle operations in the country. He has been given that. That is my number one reason. Number two, this is in response to the protest, the social media protest that is going on. You know that William Ruto's caricatures are being created. He's in a coffin. I saw one where Murkomen has also been, his image has also been created. He's in a coffin. And they are trying to fight this. And of course, coupled with this, it is closely connected to the recent or the ongoing abductions. Now, William Ruto wants to ensure that he has his people at the helm. Now, Murkomen is the CS Interior. Then they have Adamson Bungei as the Director of Operations. Ask anyone and they will tell you that one of the most powerful persons in the police force is the Director of Operations. He's in charge of the firearms. He received the reports. So they are doing this to ensure that they will handle the abductions and the reports that will come. Is the one they will be working together with Murkomen. And you will see how they will handle the people who are still protesting in social media, the critics, because wakika pale hakuna kuongea kizungu, ni kuongea kikale. When William Ruto meets Murkomen and they're with Adamson Bungei, they have been in this together. What happens? The security is now in their hands. I remember when Kithure Kindiki was appointed as the deputy president, there was this tug of war. But some people told William Ruto, you cannot let this go. This must be ours. This docket must be ours. We thought it would be given to Chirchir or Murkomen. Murkomen was the lucky one. So it is in preparation to that. And of course, to handle how reports of the abductions will be coming. Now, it is also in response to the suspicion in the police fraternity. We know from the horse's mouth that there is suspicion, and there are people who are still believed to be Rigathi Gachagua spies. When Rigathi called for a press conference in Mombasa, when William Ruto had a press conference earlier, he said senior police officers had told him that they were not informed earlier that they would be overwhelmed during the Gen Z protests when they stormed parliament. And with that, they know that there are dark forces, or rather some identified spies that can be giving information. And because everyone is tribal, let me tell you, including the policemen, when you meet them during their unguarded moments, they will tell you there are others who just love Rigathi Gachagua. If you want to know that it is true, when Kenyans went for protest, either during Gen Z or during the Azimio, there were people who are working, knowing very well that there are policemen who are, the way they were handling protesters is either they were Kikuyus and they were doing that because they were protecting Rigathi's government, because Rigathi was there, or they were doing that because they were protecting the serikali ya Ruto kwa sababu wao ni wakale. So even in the police force, the people are still inclined into their tribal cleavages. So this is done to ensure that is in charge, because even within the police force, the people are still, somehow very friendly to Rigathi Gachagua. So it is done to respond to that. And of course, I want to complete by saying that it is also done in readiness for 2027 elections. By the way, everything that William Ruto does today is looking at how to cure anything that will come across before, during, or after 2027 elections. He wants to ensure one of the things that you must have in your pocket is the security. As a president, you don't let that go, especially after the Gen Z's protest, where he is accusing Rigathi and his allies as the one who infiltrated the Gen Z's protest. William Ruto is now making sure that the security in his docket. It is like in 1982, I understand that after the coup attempt, Moi became an animal, because there were people who are now telling him, sasa you have to be fierce kwa sababu kuna wengine wanataka kuchukua serikali yako, kaa ngumu. So William Ruto, after what happened in June, he wants to ensure that he has the security apparatus. Just look at the Tonje rule and what is happening in the military. By the time we get to 2027, the person who will be promoted to be the new CDF will be a Kale. A story for another day. Just go and check. So the security apparatus, both in the police and the military, will be in the pockets of William Ruto. They will be Kalenjins. Those are just my thoughts, because I believe that the reason why people are analyzing so much about Adams and Bungei is because how he handled the Nairobi protest. I remember at some point Kithure Kindiki was saying that those people are allowed to go on protest as long as they follow the law as is envisaged in our constitution. But Adams and Bungei would come later and say there is no protest in Nairobi. So he worked well, and that is a reward for him. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but I felt that there's a reason why Adamson was elevated.